지금 다운로드 받으세요.
That one moment where he left the Liberators there and went to attack the base was beautiful because he knew that even if every Liberator died, it was going to do enough damage to his ground armor that he could just stim and finish everything off, and that's exactly what we saw there. Before we get too deep, too hard into that game, let's focus on our next one, Losira versus Super. So Super actually playing off of a loss here. Well, Losira is 2-3, so having a worst record so far. Well, but if he beats Super here, Super will be on that same score.
Yeah, and Losira gets to play this game because he played a game from the second half in the beginning of the day against his teammate. So he's playing 6 games here in the first half, as is Zest. And I would expect Super to win this one. You know, just nowadays, PvZ, it's feeling good for the Protoss. You know, those Adepts are pretty hard to deal with. And just that very strong army with all the Immortals is also very hard to deal with. The map is going to be Invader, actually, Losira's choice, coming into game number 14.
I want you erased. I've had enough.
Here we are on Invader. I almost said Zess. But Zerg's liking this map a lot. And this Zerg in the top left is Losira in the red.
And as opponent to the top right in blue is Super. Of a loss in that last game.
Losira did pick this map against Zest, his teammate. I'm curious what he picked actually against Hero, or if that game hasn't happened yet.
Frost.
It's in the second half here.
In the first half, he picked Dust Towers. Or no, sorry.
Yeah,
that was
it's Hero's map pick in the first half. So he picked King Sejong Station actually against Hero. That's really weird. I mean, that's one of Hero's favorite maps ever.
I think he's probably got another like hatch proxy type plan coming up.
Probably something like that,
It's
yeah.
a 2-player map. Maybe he can get away with something there. That's probably what he's got planned, if I had to guess. Well, we're spawning at the top of Invader. And Losira is going to go ahead and quickly double expand here at these positions. It's a lot better for Zerg than at the vertical ones because it takes the Protoss longer to attack. It's a really long rest distance, actually, on this map.
And cross spawns are disabled, so
yes,
they can't play a 1,000-hour game here. Basically, we're gonna cut it down to about 20 minutes, hopefully. No crazy amounts of games or time rather spent. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be a longer one. I'm very curious to see how Super plays later game PvZ, or if he's got something up his sleeve. Maybe he doesn't even want to take a third base. You can get a Warp Prism over to that main very quickly. Something you could think about.
Yep, definitely true. It's basically arena level distance. The Overlord drops, as mentioned, kind of a similar thing. As we do kind of wait to see what tech Super has chosen. There's just too many reasons to go Stargate here. There's too many. It's going to be a Stargate. And I bet big money on it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I agree with you. I can't take that bet.
Gets a Stalker first. And going to get a Mothership Core first. Going to delay or deny this Overlord vision.
Well.
Oh! Ooh. Glad we didn't bet. What up? Twilight Council.
Yeah, there it is. He wants to get a little bit frisky. What this says to me is probably Adepts with the Resonating Glaives upgrade and wants to drop them. That's what it looks like, especially with that robotics facility right next door.
Right next door.
Yeah.
It's a romantic comedy, Robo Next Door.
He's your neighbor.
Well,
I don't know. There's not many jokes to make about a robotics facility.
No, not really. I'm also like
I don't know. It makes Immortals.
At this point, I'm
it's like not even a joke. It's just like
it's like just the truth. You're like, Makes observers.
State facts, yeah. It's like I'm Sheldon or something. Here we go. We got this probe out on the map.
Yes, it is. It's out there.
Yeah. Does scout that Zergling. But yeah, this is going to be a all-in, of course. Does not want to take that third base. That third base is very far away from your natural. It's just really hard to deal with and hold, even at these long rush distances. So he's going to do a bit of away cheese here.
Away cheese it is.
And this is really crazy. It can get pretty dangerous for the Zerg if he gets that first warp in. Because you just go, you warp in 4, you drop him out, and then you warp in like 8. 7 or 8, I guess, depending on the amount of gateways that you've got. And he's even adding in a Dark Shrine, so going to add in some cloaked units into this harass, or this all-in.
Yeah, he's basically going to force... He's going to force Losira into just making like units and spines, maybe, if he starts to realize what's coming. Ooh, the Queen's just a little bit too slow over here. If they had been a little bit quicker, might have been able to deny that initial warp in, but this is going to start to snowball as the Glaive's finished in 3 seconds. And he's not going to have any spores up. Okay, he has 1. It's like the Observer clicked on it right well. I'm like, he doesn't have any. He's like, well, Wolf. I'm like, all right. Okay, it's not done yet, and he will have 1. He also has a lair. But the DTs are not the issue here. This is actually just about the Adepts.
Just a ton of units, you know?
Yeah.
He's going right for the drones. I'm not sure about that shade, although he does have a lot of Adepts into the main, but he's taking a lot of damage here in the natural.
Yep, 8 drone kills already, and this can just start to snowball once the Zerg starts losing too many drones. He can't produce enough units to survive. It also means that the... Everybody relax, that was only 2 biles. I'm like, I can count, like, that takes 3 to kill.
I can't count, man.
I'm like, even Kanata was the most freaked out. I'm like, all right, he's masters with random, but he doesn't know it takes 3 biles to kill a Warp Prism. And actually, I think it takes more than that, but it was damage from the Queen.
Well,
anyway,
this is going to be totally cleaned up.
It's shut down here.
Losira is in a totally fine spot. As long as he has detection, there's only...
Wait, he didn't. He canceled his lair. He canceled his lair, actually.
Yeah, he did.
And so he doesn't have... Well, he just killed the detection that was at this base. This base is dead.
Oh, wow. So that's actually going to be really valuable. He's getting that damage done, keeping the Zerg on 2 bases on a map this big. And Super's not yet done. He's got more than where that came from. 4 more Adepts into the main, it looks like.
That one Adept that lived with 7 health is... Or not Adept, Sport Crawl that lived with 7 health earlier is going to get taken out here really quickly if he targets it. I think that would be a good priority target. Take that out, then get away. Because if he leaves that, it's going to regen up for later. He doesn't actually focus on it because he doesn't want to risk any units going down. The big issue here for Super is that he doesn't have a third base, and I don't think he ever will, because Losira has such a large lead in army, and he has roach speed on the way. He's making roaches, and it's far away from the natural third base that Super has to take here. So I think Losira is making the right choice. He's like, just going to make roach speed, observer speed, and make overseers and walk across the map and end the game. That's the plan. That's the play. That Spore, look, it's still alive. It's dangerous.
Super's actually taking a third base now, and he's getting Blink behind it, so he is doing a bit of a transition. He hasn't restarted probe production just yet. He's actually waiting on that. Wants to get a very full warp in first, I suppose. Although he does have the minerals for it. Just waiting on it. Keeping him on 2 bases. This is very annoying for Losira, but he's going to go for a Nidus, it seems.
That's going to make the attack much faster. This is a scary attack still from Super. He has a lot of good units here, expensive units that... that's kind of how Protoss works, right? Their units are more expensive, but they're more cost efficient. He needs to avoid Biles, though, and even with all this army that he has, this is just such a large Zerg army from Losira. This Queen was spreading in the Creep Island over here. Does get killed.
And I think Super, he needs to take out this third base and go home. Like, you don't want to stay too long, get caught out. He doesn't know that there's a Nidus on the map, but he's going to find out soon.
Look at this. Not only is there a Nidus right here, but there's also vision in the left side of the main base to make a second one right after this one gets killed. If it does get killed, I don't think that Super has realized this yet. Otherwise, he'd probably be reacting, or hey, He's out of his vision range as well. Okay, here come the roaches. He is going to have to basically commit to the base trade, I'd say. There's no way he can turn around in time. If he does, then Losira just goes back into the ice. And, the funny thing is, either way, he still can just go back into the ice with a small roach army. So, this is almost a lose-lose situation for Super. He has to win this fight convincingly.
He has to fight. He's got no other choice, and here we go. Really nice concave for the Zerg, but he just blinks in immediately and tries to take this fight. The drones are pulled even.
Yeah, the drones need a drone drill. There they go, and now they're going to take some of the aggro of the Stalkers. Stalkers blink past again, and both times he blinks past the Corrosive Biles, avoiding them here, but his army is just way too small. Way, way, way too small.
He doesn't have enough. He has not won the fight at the Zerg's base, and he can't even hold his own. The Mothership Core not able to kill that Nidus. And then he just loads everything up into the Nidus and directly goes into the main. GG! Losira got to take that game.
All right, Losira tying up his score. 3-3.
Super taking another loss, now sitting at 2-3. Not the best first half,
No,
especially against a player like Losira. He needed to take that win in order to have a good chance going into the second half.
Yeah, if you can't take wins versus Losira, you're going to have a harder time taking wins versus players like Hero and Maru. So
Zest.
He did beat Hero earlier in one of the least recommended games of this group, to use the PC language.
Not the best game we've ever seen, that's for sure. Very sloppy on both sides, but
So our next match is going to be the TVT between Maru and Reality. We're going to have 2 TVTs tonight. This is going to be the first one, and we might not even have the second one because I believe it's set 30. Oh, no, set 29. 30 will be the PvP.
There's a chance that we don't play it if Reality's already knocked out and Maru's already in. So.
That's right. There's a high chance of that given the current standings in the group. Actually, now that I look at it, Maru is 2-2 and Reality is 2-1.
Everybody is very even. It's all neck and neck. Zess is the only person who's actually got a positive score. So,
yeah.
And he's only 3-2, so a lot can happen.
This really ends up being the group of death more than I thought going in. I call it the group of death because we got 6 really good players. We got 3 amazing players that are going to be hitting each other.
Too.
And it's D.
Death starts with D.
That's
so.
right. I even tweeted that earlier. It's true.
Yeah.
But